那么这安内送去酒店转移准备去个安南不走呀登记下就
So, I'll begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today and pay my respect either exiled or fled from Tibet in search for freedom. All the Tibetans that live in Australia were granted humanitarian visas and were either political prisoners or had direct family members.
Stop genocide! Stop genocide! Please! Release! Wake up! Wake up! Stop Congress! What we want! Tibet belongs to! Tibet belongs to!
Out!
你们长么的
Support
你们那个有到场的难的些操到啥子人怎么叫菜他
We want freedom!
哦真的要哎呀我来我的100不得个
Political prisoners!
We want freedom!
In Tibet! First up! You and all! People of the world! People of the world! Stop genocide! Stop genocide! Stop genocide!
나 어디 있습니다.
We want freedom! We want freedom! We want freedom! Support us! Support us! Support us! In Tibet! In Tibet! In Tibet! In Tibet! In Tibet!
Stop torturing! Stop torturing! Stop torturing! Stop torturing! Stop torturing! Break up! Break up! Break up! Break up! Stop torturing! Stop torturing! Stop torturing! Stop torturing! Stop torturing! Keep it back! Keep it back! Keep it back!
Hello? Begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today and pay my respects to the elders past and present. I also extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. I stand here before you today with the goal of spreading awareness to the people of the Northern Beaches about our cause. The Tibetan community in Sydney was established in the year 2000, and my people have played a very active role in the local workforce. You might even know some deliver her speech.
Thank you all for coming. This is such an important day on the calendar. It spends every year, the day where we mark another Tibetan Uprising Day. This is the 63rd Tibetan Uprising Day. I had a speech prepared, but I left it at home, so I'm just going to speak from the heart. I think a lot of Australians last week were shocked, absolutely shocked, when they saw Russia invade Ukraine, where they saw tanks and troops roll into that country, an independent, sovereign country, and release bombs, terrorise people, and try to take over and occupy that sovereign country of Ukraine. And I think that you should hold on to that shock you feel. It's very real and it's justified. But remember that this is exactly what happened to Tibet. Tibet was an independent sovereign country, and following the
当然都正在出现了，主要的，新年了嘛，解散了嘛，主要的新年重建了，现在出现了最近，每个干别的些，有人挑战的些，安尼就这种的。当然这个做来说，大堂的嘛挺贵的，那新年介绍了来说嘛，阿布豪斯听见来说。
Women of Tibetans stood up and fought the Chinese communist invaders. Some of them even made their ultimate sacrifice. Tibetan brothers and sisters are still fighting
gatherings like this to free Tibet and the Dalai Lama. And I've never seen one as energetic as this. It is just so fantastic to be part of this. I spoke at 10 a.m. here. There was another Tibetan group who are now at the Chinese embassy. And I said that what a beautiful day it is. What a beautiful day. And the sun is shining, and the breeze, and the water. If you look in the water down there, if you look in the water, you'll see all your reflections in the water. All your reflections. But that's not you. You are me. The dictators can come and go, but they can only remove the reflection. That's all they can remove. They can't remove you. In the end, Putin and Xi Jinping will be blown away. Like the water dries up, they will be blown away. Just like these buildings one day will be blown away by the sand, blown away by the wind. But in our spirits, we yearn to be free. In our spirits is this wonderful life that we have, that we bring on and give to our children and our children's children. And what message do we give them? Loving compassion. In the end, loving compassion wins. It will win. There may be many more demonstrations, there may be. There may be many more reflections of people, maybe. But ultimately, the despots will blow away and we will be left. And all I can say to all you people is God bless His Holiness the Dalai Lama and God bless the Tibetan people. Your cause is right and just and true and of the God idea. It is right and true. And ultimately, you will win, because loving compassion always wins over bombs and armies and dictators. Loving compassion always wins. So more strength to you, and more strength to your parents, more strength to your children to come, more strength, because ultimately you will win. And then we can all get up and say, God bless His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and God bless the Tibetan people. Thank you.
In particular, the government, democratic institutions, the liberal interaction far too low. Hong Kong, Free China. Government in exile.
In 1959, Tibetans and Lhasa rose in peaceful protest by the Tibetans, which have swept across Tibet from March 2008. We pay tribute to the brave men and women of Tibet who have sacrificed their lives for our spiritual and political cause, and stand in solidarity with Tibetans who have continued to suffer great oppression in Tibet. In Tibet's long history in China's political power, Tibet and successive when the Chinese Communist Party announced a so-called peaceful liberation of Tibet, the Tibetan army, the whole of Tibet was brought to for the first time under its occupation after coercing Tibetans to sign the 17th Point Agreement in 1951. Although His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Tibetan government made every effort to cooperate with the Chinese government based on the agreement, the basis for peaceful coexistence was shattered. 80,000 Tibetans had no choice but to leave for exile. In the next 2 decades, Tibet experienced the darkest period in its history, the advent of the democratic reforms in Tibet's Kham and Amdo provinces in 1956 led to the destruction of monasteries, the arrest of lamas and monks, the movement of Tibetans across Tibet, calling for the return of His Holiness the Dalai Lama to Tibet and freedom for Tibetans. The Sino-Tibetan dialogue process also ended in stalemate in 2010. Today, our greatest concern is the ongoing systematic silencing of the new generation of Tibetans in Tibet. In 2011, some policy advisors of the Chinese Communist Party called for the abrogation of the national regional autonomy system and the adoption of the so-called second generation of